or I've done something bad.
Yeah.
The men are playing here.
Or the men are playing at 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Sounded good though, didn't it? All right, anybody go ahead, please.
Coach, just your overall thoughts about how you all played defensively tonight at the beginning period?
Listen, if you don't score, you don't win, Holly. If you score more points, you win. Offensively, we're fantastic. It's the best we've played. It's the first time we've played someone that's played, I'd say, 90% man-to-man. You know, our first three games, everybody played his zone. So we were able to actually get some players in space, put them in places that they succeed, and we're really, really good at the offensive end. And if you even have to ask me what I thought we were defensively, then I've got I lose a lot of respect for you. We just gave up 82 points and they shot 61%.
Results may vary.
Yeah, it was pitiful. But I gotta give them a lot of credit too. It's what I always say. I tell our kids, like the last shot that 5 made, that little step back off 1 foot, you know, it was a heck of a shot, but at that point when you're shooting 60% as a team, you think anything's going to go in. And that's why I keep trying to tell our players, when you give teams confidence that they can make them, every shot's going in. But they are a good basketball team. They score the ball well. Their point guard, which I've said it, you know, in the pregame presser the other day, she's big time. I mean, she can flat out play. She transferred in from Kansas, 14 assists, sees the floor great. And I think she may have had 5 and 5.5. I think she had 9 assists possibly in the second half. You know, so you've got it's a really good team. They're going to win a lot of basketball games. So, you know, I think it says a lot about our program to even play them, because most don't, you know, and it wasn't a bye game. We played out there this past year.
Seeing as how they finished the second half, I mean, how important was that you all had that first quarter defensively to really kind of slow them down, you know, keep them out of the lane and tie them up a couple of times?
Well, it was big, and that's kind of what we talked to them about after the first quarter. Was they played at Washington State, and Washington State jumped up on them 13 or 14 after the first quarter, and then they played them even throughout. And that's one thing I tried to explain to our players. Gordy's a really good coach. He made some adjustments and really did a nice job of trying to slow us up some. And then I thought they scored easier as they saw what we were trying to do defensively as well.
As a follow-up, were you more concerned about their three-point shooting at the beginning, or just the pace that they showed ultimately in the second half?
Well, I was more concerned about their three-point shooting. You know, Lufer can shoot it as well as anybody. Hodgkins, 14's a shooter. 44 was 7 of 14 coming into the game. They're a 6'4" post player. So we were concerned about their ability to shoot the three, and we talked to our players. They're as good as anybody in the country on getting the ball out of the net after a make. They get that thing up the floor as quick as anybody I've seen, men or women, and it's pretty impressive. We tried to set up a press twice and couldn't even get set up because it got inbound so quick. So, you know, that's a tribute to them, but that's how they also like to play. They want to get it up and down.
Was the reason for inserting 4 starters back in the lineup in the fourth quarter?
Well, they were coming back.
It wasn't just...
Yeah, no, I mean,
Okay.
They were coming back and making a game out of it. The last thing you want is to let this thing get under 10, and then all of a sudden you put some people back in the game and it's too late. So it's one of those, we had good players out there at that time, but unfortunately we weren't defensively doing what we needed to do. Offensively, we were stagnant. So, I like to win.
Very much.
That's job number one.
On turnovers and once up turnovers, though, you did have a pretty good night there.
No, we did a great job. I thought offensively is the best performance we've had. We took care of the basketball. We held them. We only turned it over 10 times. We turned them over 20 times. And if we can continue to turn it over 10 times a game, we're in business. Because I really thought we did a great job.
How are you better than you were a couple of weeks ago? I think you.
Our post play. Yeah, our post play, right? It's plain and simple. I mean, it's pretty obvious. We had all 3 of our post players it's 50% or better. And I mean, I think 2 games ago, we were like 6 for 20 when I combined our 2 posts. We're finishing around the basket. We've really been working hard on simple miking drills, reverse miking, 2-ball miking, just to try to work on our hands and our concentration on finishing. And, you know, it's paid off for us. I thought Kylee was much more aggressive offensively. Liz took her time and finished around the basket with both her left and right hand. She steps up, you know, she goes 3 for 4 at the free throw line. So it's going to be a work in progress. I've said it all along. We have 4 players. Right now it's a 9-player rotation, a 10-player rotation. We have 4 new ones. You know, Jazmine didn't play. She played 3 games all last year. Norika's in a completely different country, adjusting to language and style of play, and then Elizabeth and Liz transferred up and get eligible. So it's going to take a lot more time than what we've just done right now of getting everyone adjusted and on the same page.
To bounce off of that, Coach, you knew that you would have some growing pains, and you're trying to let the players play through that. But for you as a coach, is it difficult a little bit sometimes when you're watching them out there, just to try to let them play through some struggles?
I mean, that's part of our job. I mean, again, you allow kids to play through some struggles when you're up 17, 18. You know, if it's a 2 or 3-point game, I've explained to some of them, I can't have you out there defensively in a tight game if you can't figure it out. And that's where you've got film. It's nice when you can get up like this and you've got some starters out there that are going to hopefully play significant minutes for you, and you can show them where they have to change. It's the best thing about it. Film does not lie. It's not my opinion on film. It's fact.
What kind of update can you give us on Sagan and Molly right now?
Molly actually is about, on the Ultra G, she's running, I think, about 80% of her body weight right now. She feels good. They're doing a great job conditioning outside the practice court. So she's probably another 2 weeks away from what I've been told about being able to actually get on the floor and start doing some practicing. And then Sagan, it's just a matter of how she continues to feel. She had a deep bone bruise inside the ankle, and she tried to play through it, but it was never getting better. So the only way you can get that better is by taking off, and that's what she's done. So hopefully, when we come back from St. Thomas, she might be able to start getting back on the court a little bit and just going through some things.
Before the season, you said that it was different this year because you were starting maybe with a 2 out of 10. Are you ahead of schedule, do you think? And what, if you had to put a number on it, where do you think you are right now?
Well, after tonight's game, I'd say we're at a 4. You know, because offensively, we looked pretty darn good, but defensively, we have some room to improve. But it's going to take us. I mean, I'll give you a better evaluation come mid-December. You know, Boise State's a good basketball team. There's no question about that. I mean, for people that don't know enough about women's basketball, you know, you might be like, it's Boise State. They play on the blue turf. But if you have any knowledge of women's basketball, you know what their program is. You know how solid they are. So our wins over Western Kentucky, Central Michigan, and Boise are going to be 3 good wins come March, because all 3 of those programs are going to win a lot of basketball games.
For Kylee, that second half, how much of that was maybe a lack of focus, or Boise State really just kind of picking up their pace?
I feel like we just needed to come out stronger than we did. I don't think it was necessarily lack of focus, but more effort-wise. Like Walz said, we really focus on offense, but it needs to be more defensive work. And I think when we started missing a few shots, we just kind of got lackadaisical on defense, and we need to fix that. So.
For Jazz, you leading scorer and leading rebounder tonight. Just kind of talk about your game a little bit and how you played.
I was just trying to be aggressive, like the coaches tell me and like my teammates tell me every day. Like one time on the court, I was about to pass it to Kylee and I heard Kylee yell shoot. So I was just trying to be aggressive.
Kylee, down in the post early in the game, you were left alone quite a number of times. You had 6 points to start. What is going through your mind when you are that wide open under the basket? Do you get a little bit nervous?
Yeah, Because if I miss it, I'm gonna get chewed out. But no, I just focus on
My 6-year-old makes them, people.
Yeah.
My 6-year-old makes them at the house when I'm gardener. So I'm working on Kylee next.
Yeah, here we go.
I'll leave on that one. Proud of you.
I guess for both of you, what are some of the things that you want to improve on as you go into this very, very long road trip?
Defense, still building our chemistry. I mean, we've only had 4 games now, five games. Sorry, 5 games. I mean, it's still a building process. I mean, 5 games, you can't do much with scrimmages or practice. It has to be game-like, and we're still learning a lot. Like, we have the 2 transfers who play a lot, and our defense is different, and it's just getting adjusted to everything that we do. So I think we'll be good.
Kylee, how comfortable are you now just transitioning into the starting role?
I mean, it's nerve-wracking before every game, of course, but I'm always nervous. It's just going out and playing as usual, and it's just a label, a spot, and I just want to do what's good for my team.
Along that same lines for Jazmine, I mean, just being kind of a scene setter, a pace setter, how are you adjusting to that, you know, through this early part?
I'm just playing my role. Just, you know, setting the tempo, trying to set the tempo on the defensive end first, by just talking and communicating. Like she said, we have 2 transfers who hasn't played our defense, who played against it. So just, you know, talking through them, trying to get them in the right spots, and just using my command voice to just talk.
Your quickness off the dribble on a couple of those shots, I mean, just kind of driving around and then driving to the basket. How much, where have you gained that kind of confidence to take that, make that kind of shot?
In the off season, just working every single day in the off season, playing one-on-ones with my teammates, staying in the gym extra with the coaches and everything.
Jazmine, when Kylee told you to shoot, did you, and did you make it? And are you always willing to follow instructions like that?
So she told, it was when they were second half, I think 3rd quarter, and they came out in the 1-2-2 press, and Mikasa found me in the middle, and I took one dribble, and I seen Kylee under the rim, and she said, shoot! And then I shot it, like I raised up, and the girl fouled me, and so I was like, okay, I got to the free throw line. But I told Kylee while I was at the free throw line, I said, Kylee, I heard you. She was like, it's okay, shoot the ball. So I was like, okay, I got you.
2 quick questions, Jazz. Number 1, do you think Nick's going to give you a camera and microphone in the Virgin Islands?
I hope so, Nick. Come on, man. Jamming with Jazz in the Virgin Islands? Come on, that'd be lovely.
It's happening.
Number 2 for both of you. Honest answer, how much does looking at Oregon loom in your mind in terms of that opportunity?
I mean, we can't look too far ahead. We still, UT Arlington is a great basketball team. Oklahoma State is a great basketball team. We just have to stay one game at a time and stay level-headed. We can't look too far ahead, and we just have to stay on pace with what we're doing here. Get better Tuesday when we get down there, practice, and Wednesday, and just stay one day by day to see a better day.
I think that was a perfect answer. So.
Anything else?
Appreciate y'all. Happy
Thank you.
Sunday. See y'all December 29th.
So hopefully you can license it, maybe.
Oh yeah. But,
EKU.
yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I'll see y'all back in here.
Maybe.